Woo, baby.
Sometimes I go to the movies and I walk away mad. I just wanted to see some boobies, and I want to
Oh my
see
God,
boobies. Ooh, what can I do? Ooh, what can I do? I can watch some creepy, crappy movie reviews. Creepy, crappy movie reviews.
How's it going, everybody? First creepy crappy movie review in quite some time, and a lot of you guys have known about the situation with camera and stuff like that, but I'm using a webcam right now. I'm breaking it out, and breaking it out violently to bring you guys creepies, crappy movie reviews for the first time in months here on the DEADPIT YouTube page. And yeah, I mean, it's been a little bit of a weird couple of months here at DEADPIT, and I just want to thank everybody that's stood by and is still very supportive of the show. We really appreciate it, and we're going to be back at it, and back at it with a vengeance, because if you listen to the DEADPIT show from this past week, you will know that things are changing just a little bit, especially if you're fans of other genres besides horror films. So just listen to the show and you'll find out what's what. But in the tradition of that, I'm reviewing a non-horror film on Creepy's Crappy Movie Reviews, which I've done numerous times. And this particular film we watched last week. Actually, myself, Jess Cole, and Uncle Bill watched this one last week, and I was really looking forward to seeing this ever since I heard that it came out earlier this year, and that is Wrong Side of Town. And you'll notice right there is Batista from the WWE, or he was in the WWE at the time. And back there in the corner, Rob Van Dam, how fucking show. And the other corner is Ja Rule. Okay, and this is a shitty action movie starring a lot of fucking professional wrestlers. But the interesting thing is, you see Batista's ass on the cover right there in the middle. Yeah, Batista, you're thinking, and it's got Dave Batista as the big headline guy. You can look on the back of it. Batista is fucking all over the back of it. And Batista's barely in the movie, folks. Don't you love that? You gotta love that. He's got 2 scenes in the movie. Okay, so let's talk about the movie. The main star of the film is Rob Van Dam, who's back there in the corner the whole fucking show. Now, Rob Van Dam is an ex-Navy SEAL, I think, in this movie. And he has a really old wife, and that's the first thing I noticed. His wife is like at least 10 years older than him. And Rob Van Dam has like a 16, 17-year-old daughter, which doesn't fit at all. Like, it's totally unbelievable. So they were asked by a new neighbor to go clubbing one night, and they go to this club run by this notorious outlaw motherfucker and his brother. And the brother of the main dude that owns the club basically tries to rape RVD's wife as she's leaving the bathroom in the club. So RVD, in a scuffle with the dude, accidentally kills him, And throughout the rest of the movie, it is the owner of the club, the guy that's still alive, and all of his hordes of fucking tattooed up biker dudes trying to kill Rob Van Dam. And eventually Rob Van Dam comes in and asks a favor from his old buddy in the Navy or whatever, Dave Bautista. And that's where Bautista comes along, and he's in the movie for maybe I'm gonna guess 7 or 8 minutes at the most. And you'll see, like, Ja Rule. Okay, they have Ja Rule, and I don't know how big of a draw Ja is in the film, but he's in the movie for like maybe 2 minutes, and he gets fucking killed by Batista, which is great. And let's see, Viscera, Big Daddy V, is also in the movie. He's barely in it. It's funny enough. And Omarion, who I think is another rapper, he's in it. So, okay, here's the thing, and it's just guilty pleasure for me. I don't know. I love movies with wrestlers in them. I always have. It's just been something that I have collected over the years. And let me tell you, I've seen a couple of movies with Rob Van Dam in it. But Rob Van Dam is given a major, like, he is the lead guy in this. And I don't know if they shot this when he was still in WWE, on the main roster of WWE. But, like, this is Rob Van Dam's movie. Okay, he is throughout the entire movie. And Rob Van Dam I love him. The guy's an awesome wrestler. He's one of my favorites of all time. I actually used to correspond with Rob Van Dam back in the day quite a bit when he was in the original ECW. I love the guy. Make no mistake about it. He's one of my favorites of all time. The guy is an awful actor. He is one of the worst actors that I've ever seen in a mainstream movie. Almost as bad as Ted DiBiase Jr. in The Marine 2. Almost. Not as bad. Not quite as bad as that. But just the delivery of the lines and just seeing RVD in such a substantial, like, role where he is, and as bad as he is, he's really carrying the movie in a way, because wherever they found the rest of these motherfuckers, I have no idea. Aside from the people that I've mentioned, I'd never heard of anybody else that has been in anything that was associated with this movie. Aside from, and I was just looking at this, and I didn't even know this. David DeFalco is the director of this. Okay, David DeFalco has a few ties to horror movies, believe it or not. He did a movie in 2002 called The Backlot Murders, which is fucking awful. It's another one that's like, I don't know. There's a couple guys in Hollywood that just for some reason keep making these movies, and they're all really awful. And that's one of them. I think that was one that had Corey Haim in it, and was just stupid. It was an insanely shitty movie, and one that a lot of people shat on substantially back in the day. Woo! Hey, like my hat, folks. Get killed. Is the first Last House on the Left remake, Chaos, which was actually a Last House on the Left remake. It was the first one. They had to actually change the name of it though, because they couldn't use I think it was originally called Chaos on the Last House on the Left, in the Last House on the Left, or something like that. Which, you know what? I mean, this is a watchable movie, but it's a really bad movie too. It's one that just plays up on emotion, like just the insane shit that they do to the cast. So the guy does have some horror roots, and I couldn't believe I actually still had this. It was deep in the DEADPIT archives, hidden where it belongs, and it should have had it did have like a layer of dust on it, and it's a shame that I had to fucking dust it off to show it in this, but you know, because I'll never watch it again. But you know what? Hey, if you're a fan of bad action movies, and you know, I'll give them credit. I mean, there is some pretty cool fight sequences and stuff like that in it. I got this for like $8 at Big Lot, or not Big Lots, but Best Buy, and I would highly recommend. I had a lot of fun watching this. I'm still a little confused. I suppose they thought Batista would sell more movies, but Batista is not in it really that much, and that's false advertising. It's RVD's movie. Give RVD credit, but the acting is atrocious. Like, actually, Batista doesn't do too bad. I mean, he's bad, but he's not as bad as RVD. And there's a couple other movies with RVD in it that I remember. I think he was in Black Mask 2, and he was in a movie called Blood Moon, barely. But I love this just because, like, RVD is always one of those guys that, like, I've been a fan of his, but I also enjoy sort of making fun of him. Like, he's an awful interviewer. He's awful at acting, even wrestling. So if they give him like a fucking feature movie, Wrong Side of Town, I don't know. I'm really glad I got this, and I hope you guys will check it out. It's cheap. The Blu-ray was, like I said, it was $8 at Best Buy. And if you're a fan of crappy action movies, you'll definitely check it out. I think it's, as bad as it was, I still enjoyed it better than The Expendables, which was supposed to be essentially what this was. And I just really, I know that it had like a fucking drop in the bucket of a budget compared to The Expendables, but you know, if you, like I said, if you remember some of the really crappy no budget action movies of the early 90s and mid 90s, Wrong Side of Town is right up your alley. So that is it for Creepy's Crappy Movie Reviews. I will bring these back every once in a while, like I always do. I can't even remember when the last one was that I did. I know that it was probably about a year ago. But you know what? We try to keep up with some of this stuff on DeadPit, but there's only so much we can do. So whenever we do another one, or whenever I do another one, you'll see me then, I guess. But as far as the camera situation goes, we're going to get a new camera very soon, and we'll probably debut it with a new skit. That's the only thing I'll tell you. But anyway, pick it up. It's Wrong Side of Town. Woo, baby.